What we are doing at QC Kinetics is transforming lives.
Get lasting joint pain relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
This is the future of medicine.
Call QC Kinetics, 254-415-4100. That's 254-415-4100. 254-415-4100.
From the Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Studios, this is KRZI Waco, K222DC Waco, K265DV Temple, ESPN Central Texas.
Thanks, Bobby.
Welcome to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Today's show is broadcast live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue and brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Baylor Scott and White Health, the official hospital and healthcare system of Baylor Athletics. Your healthcare, your way. HEB, the official grocer of Baylor Athletics. Proudly serving Texans since 1905. TFNB, the official local bank of Baylor.
Come up with Coach a little bit.
Okay.
Premier, ER, and urgent care. Feel better now. Nissan, innovation for excitement.
I can't hear a thing.
Here's your host, the voice of the Baylor Bears, John Morris.
And hi and welcome. It's our Baylor Coaches Show live from Rudy's this evening. We appreciate you being with us. It is our final show of the semester, so we're going to go out with a bang tonight. We got a great hour planned for you. We will hear from Glenn Moore, Baylor softball coach, and then we'll hear from Mitch Thompson, Baylor baseball coach. So a fun hour ahead for our final show of the semester, the Baylor Coaches Show live from Rudy's. And we'll begin with Coach Glenn Moore talking Baylor softball right after this.
I hate my job, but I don't mind getting up in the morning. I dread each day, but I can't wait to get out of bed. You ask me why, and what I'll say to you is true. Well, you can get breakfast tacos at Rudy's Barbecue. Scrambled eggs and brisket, they ain't fooling around. Sausage wrap, son, they're the best in town. Barbecue.
Yes.
Breakfast, yes, it's true. Put a smile on your
please.
Barbecue.
Are you ready to elevate your Waco experience to a whole new level? Look no further. Baylor Club, where you can indulge in one-of-a-kind luxury and unwind in our exclusive lounge area. Located in the heart of McLean Stadium, this elite club offers a 5-star member atmosphere for all your work and play needs. With a master culinary team and outstanding hospitality, we take pampering to a whole new level. For interest in membership or to schedule your next private event, call 254-710-8080.
Baylor Plus is the home for Baylor basketball fans all season long.
I don't sleep on game days because I'm too excited.
Go behind closed doors and experience Baylor basketball like never before.
I came to coach in top 5 matchups.
We're going to turn the tide on them. Do we got them?
Start your free 7-day trial at BaylorPlus.com and gain instant access to the full library of content.
For a limited time, get high-performance, ultra-reliable internet from Astound Broadband, starting as low as $25 per month. And now we have mobile, too. Visit astound.com to order the #1 rated internet. Create the perfect plan with fast speeds to meet all your needs, plus get a 2-year price lock when you upgrade to award-winning gig internet. No contracts, no hidden monthly fees, and no data caps. Switch today. Head to astound.com or call 1-800-4ASTOUND. Restrictions apply. See website for details.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Coaches Show this evening. Again, our final show for the semester. It's been a great semester. We appreciate everyone that is here. Thank you very much. We appreciate everyone that is watching or listening tonight. And folks, join me in welcoming our leadoff hitter tonight. It is Baylor softball coach Glenn Moore with us. Coach, welcome to you.
Always good to be here, John. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. This is the only place you're a leadoff hitter. You're more of a cleanup guy.
Tomorrow, starting at 4 o'clock, and then we'll kind of go from there on whether we'll play Saturday, try to play Saturday. Sunday's an option, but, senior weekend, so that plays into the dynamics of trying to, as well as finals. The girls are in finals right now. So we got a lot of things in play right now. But doubleheader tomorrow, 4 o'clock.
Finals actually begin on Saturday, and as the schedule was released, you had a 6:30 game on Saturday. I couldn't figure out why, but that's why, because you got to give the girls time to take care of their finals.
Yeah, we have, and it's a very stressful time for the girls during finals, obviously. Many dynamics play into this, but one is keeping their academic scholarship. You know, they got to keep above a 3.0, and our girls do really well in the classroom, but finals are an important part of that. And you know, if you don't do well in finals and you drop below a 3.0, you lose a lot of money. So you've got to make sure that's a priority.
And your team is always so good at that. I mean, they are true student athletes. They perform well on the field and perform really well in the classroom.
Well, and that's mostly due to my tutoring, but got to give our academic support staff kudos for that, because they're incredible. I think they're the best in the country. Quentin Hendershot is our academic advisor, and work with a few people there, academic tutors as well. But our girls are very serious about their grades. It's very important, as it should be. And you know, they're not going to spend the rest of their life playing softball, so you got to give them their room there. And if they're comfortable in the classroom, we found out that they perform better on the field.
Yeah, and that's sort of a double-edged sword, if you will, because they are so into it and want to do so well in the classroom. They are really invested there, so they're going to spend the time studying, which, you know, may take away from softball a little bit, right? Trying to mix the two.
Yeah, and it, you know, it is a good balance you have to have. But, you know, we recruit most of our athletes, if not all of them, are very serious about their academics. It's very important to them. So they're very disciplined, time management-wise. And of course, as I said earlier, I don't know of a school that provides any more from an academic standpoint support, you know, for our athletes than Baylor does. And you know, we take advantage of that, whether it's tutors or whether it's just guidance and scheduling classes, getting books, taking care of things like that, so that they can maximize the time that they have out on the field and develop their skills there as well.
That's great. One, not to single out one person, but Sydney Collazos is a great example of that. She, at the recent Golden Bruisers, was named the Baylor Female Scholar Athlete of the Year. Yeah. That's a great accomplishment.
Incredible. She's going to be Dr. Sydney Collazos before long, and we're very proud of her. But at the same time, that's a very stressful course to take for her to worry about getting in med school and then doing well enough, and balancing playing athletics is just an incredible feat. And she's done really well. We're really proud of her, and she's performed pretty well on the field, I would say.
Knowing Sydney a little bit, and I don't know her as well as you do, but knowing her and her personality, would you want her to be your doctor?
You set me up on that one. I think I probably would, but I would have to consider all options.
Right.
The longer I've been, probably the distance from coaching her might play a role in that.
Yeah.
If she's been able to forgive a little bit, maybe it would be better.
But she's a fun girl.
I mean,
she is fun and funny, and obviously she's one of your seniors also. You'll recognize your seniors this weekend, and you always do a good job with that.
Well, and I'm not responsible for it, but I certainly, approve of what they do. I think they do an outstanding job of getting the recognition they deserve, and they've invested so much into this school. And Sydney would be the first to tell you how much she loves Baylor. And from the start of this year, she's been almost sad to see it go, because she's had such a great experience here, and she's a great leader, a great mentor for young people, and pitchers love pitching to her, and she's the complete package. She really is.
Last year, am I right, you only had one senior. Josie Bauer was the only one. This year, 6 to recognize, and that's it's always bittersweet, isn't it?
It is. You think back over the years that they've been here, and some have been here more than 4 because of COVID, and they become a part of your life, and Janice and I both take them on as our own kids, and love them. It's not always fun. It's a growing time. There's adversity, which it should be, because life is filled with adversity, and you you help them get through that, and sometimes they agree with you, sometimes they don't in your playing decisions. So it's every coach's chore to make it work, but in the end, you want what's best for them and for them to be prepared for the challenges that life's going to present them. And life's not easy, so it's good to be able to be in a place where the student athlete is supported the way Baylor supports the student athlete and provides for them what they need to grow into champions for life.
Yeah, I think y'all do that very, very well. Glenn Moore, our first guest. We'll take a break. Back with more in a moment, talking Baylor softball on the Baylor Coaches Show. We'll take a break and be right back.
Baylor alumni are more than 160,000 strong. When we all join hands to support our university, we don't just move the needle, we move mountains. Working together, we create life-changing opportunities for students on the field, in the classroom, in the laboratory, and in life for generations to come. So get connected. Get involved. Learn how at baylor.edu/alumni.
I hate my job, but I don't mind getting up in the morning. I dread each day, but I can't wait to get out of bed. You ask me why, and what I'll say to you is true. Well, you can get breakfast tacos at Rudy's Barbecue. Scrambled eggs and brisket, they ain't fooling around. Salsa drap, son, they're the best in town. Barbecue for breakfast, yes, it's true. Put a smile on your morning at Rudy's Barbecue. Next in line.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Kids can now join the Baylor Cup Club, presented by Green Eye Associates, the official kids club of Baylor Athletics. Fans 12 and under can register for the low cost of $25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today and sick 'em Bears.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
On the Baylor Coaches Show this evening, our final show of the semester. Glenn Moore, our first guest tonight. Thanks to our host here at Rudy's. Rudy's a proud sponsor of Baylor softball and Baylor baseball and Baylor athletics in general. Be sure to stop by your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com for some real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. Don't forget, Rudy's serves breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. Scott Floyd is right back there. Scott, great friend, and our host here at Rudy's. Let's give him a round of applause, and thanks for hosting our show every week, and we love coming to Rudy's. So, Scott, thank you very much for everything. All right, let's get to some of your questions from the audience with Coach Glenn Moore. It's our First Place Foods Ask the Coach. First Place Foods, that's a darn good pickle. Yes, it is. And these are some good questions for you, Coach. I wanted to make sure we had enough time to get these to you.
I was ready for the that's a darn good pickle question, and you asked me last time. You didn't give me an opportunity to. That's a darn good pickle.
Well, you got to jump in.
All right.
I don't know. I had to pause and wait on you. All right. There'll be another opportunity.
Okay.
Question number 1 for Glenn Moore. First Place Foods, Ask the Coach. Michael Ban Kelly says, would you consider jumping out of an airplane as a motivation for your team? Where's that coming from?
I don't know, but I would not. But my wife and my daughter both jumped out of an airplane, but I have the philosophy that's what's the use in jumping out of a perfectly good airplane? I'm going to stay in them. I'm not that crazy about flying to start with.
Oh, man, I would do that. Janice, you jumped out of a plane? On purpose?
On purpose.
and JC
She'd
also?
do it again, too.
Good grief. All right. Good question, Michael. Thank you. Here's a good one from Buddy Sipe right back here. Buddy says, when you have a conversation with the umpires, is it true you're inviting him to Sunday school?
Spoken like a true preacher right there.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, well, Brother Buddy, you and I can talk on the side about what I actually say to the umpires, but I'm not inviting them to church usually.
Gotcha.
But I'll try this weekend to invite one to church, if that's okay. Your church? You don't like umpires either. You've told me before. But they can be forgiven, can't they? I haven't yet, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, very good. All right, buddy, thanks for that. Jessica Bancali is right here, and she says, this is good. What is your favorite road treat? Meal or snack or sweet treat?
That's a good question. The favorite beef jerky. I'd have to say beef jerky is my favorite, and I'm not real picky, so I'll eat just about anything.
Very good. We used to have a partner with beef jerky,
Yeah.
and we could have given you some to take home, but
you did once.
They okay,
didn't last long.
They left us. Another question from Roy right here. Roy says, "How is the?" I can't read this. How is the? Injury. I'm sorry.
Situation.
Yeah, sorry. How is the injury situation going?
Roy, we don't talk about injuries, okay? So,
this question is related to going to church, right? Because there's a lot of prayer there.
The injury situation is getting better. I'll leave it at that. We had as many as 11 out the last 2 weeks, some permanently, and some are coming back. So we're just very happy with our depth, and the kids that have been asked to step in and fill those positions have competed really well for us. But out of 24 to have 11 out is pretty significant, and they've fought hard. Our rehab department has worked overnight with our kids and got a few of them back for us. So we're expecting to have a few back this weekend that we haven't had.
Yeah, that's a key part of your season, overcoming injuries.
Yeah, and then when it's in the circle, that's when it's really detrimental to what you're trying to do. So, and some of those won't be back this year, but it's a part of it. As I said earlier, it's part of life and dealing with adversity, and you try to build in as much depth with your team. But when you stay healthy and you have that depth, your depth is not happy because they're not playing, but you never know when your number is going to be called, and the ones that have been in those positions waiting their turn are getting opportunities, and they've been performing for us. So I'm very happy with that.
Yeah. You told me one time you can never have too much pitching. You can never have too much pitching depth, and that seems like that plays out every year.
I don't think I've ever had enough.
Right.
We're scheduled to have the biggest pitching bullpen we've had for next year. We should have 8 pitchers. And in 2007, we talk about this often. 2007, when we went to the World Series, we had 3 pitchers. We had 15 on our roster.
Wow.
I was looking at a baseball roster. Coach Thompson can tell you they have sometimes some of those teams, and I think he has 18 to 20 pitchers, about as many pitchers it takes to play the game in baseball as we have on our roster. But there's a lot of injuries these days. So
yeah.
Yep.
Well, and that really speaks to the job that Riley Crandall and Leah Benford, then Casey West in there at some points, Ava Knoll in some occasions. But, gosh, you've had to lean on them really heavily.
Yeah, losing Daria Orm at the end of the season last year, considered, she beat Tennessee, she beat Oklahoma. And then we lost her at the end of the season, obviously affected us some. And then we haven't really had her at all this year because we didn't get her back. And we're hoping she'll be able to get back, and we're excited about that possibility. But we also lost a very good freshman in Lexi Warnke, who will have surgery this coming week, and hopefully she'll be back on track to be there next year for us. But, that's a part of it. And, you just continue to fight through adversity and do the best you can. And we've had great performance. So Leah Benford's been outstanding for us, had some big wins. And Riley Crandall, as a freshman, beat Texas twice, and she beat Tennessee, so she had some big wins there as well.
Yeah. Is not to dwell on injuries, but you've had your share through the years. Is this the most you've had to deal with in any season?
Well, our roster's bigger, so yeah, I think it is. I never remember having this many, but it has seemed like for the last decade that we've had key injuries in our pitching department. And we've looked at it thoroughly to see if there's any consistency there. If everything's a knee or everything's a back, then you can go to the weight room, or you can see what we're doing drill-wise and try to determine something that could be corrected. But they're, a thoracic outlet, a nerve injury. We have a knee injury. We have 2 knee injuries, and we have some hand injuries. We have concussions. We have a plethora of different types of injuries that we just really can't determine an exact cause for them.
Right. Man, that's tough. Carrie's out here. Carrie, you have any eligibility left? All right. We may need you this weekend. How about that?
Thank you for pointing Carrie and Brad out. Yeah. Carrie is one of the greatest softball players to ever play at Baylor. She's from Colorado. She's in to visit this weekend, and she deserves a round of applause.
Nice. Way to go.
I just thank you for bringing her up, because
Suit her up.
We also have Jackson and Lily, her beautiful children, out there as well. Carrie committed to coming here before Baylor are really considered a power in softball, and she helped get us there. So I'm really, really proud. One of my favorite players there.
Nice. Maiden name Learberg. You remember Carrie Learberg when she was here. It is great to see you and great to have you and your family here. All right, one more question hard-hitting question from Scott Van Kelly. What is your favorite Big 12 softball stadium excluding Getterman Stadium?
Yeah, I'm glad you said excluding, because Getterman Stadium is a beautiful place. But, if you haven't seen what Oklahoma just did, they've just built a phenomenal stadium, and I think it surpasses anybody else's. And it's about a $50 million stadium that looks like a minor league park. And, they took a lot of ideas, as Coach Gasso said, from what we did here 25 years ago at Baylor, and incorporated those into their stadium. So I would guess that's probably it right now. But there's, I have to salute the Gettermans in committing to raise the bar in softball, because to sign an athlete like Carrie, when she came here, she saw the commitment. I remember her parents talking about the commitment Baylor had at that point in time to build a facility like Getterman Stadium, and everybody that built a stadium after that came to look at ours. Yeah. So we kind of raised the bar, and a lot of the athletes today that are enjoying the nice stadiums at Oklahoma and Texas A&M and LSU and those nicer stadiums are doing so because we had a couple named Ted and Sue Getterman that were willing to invest in the lives of these student athletes and build us something special here at Baylor.
Man, very well said. Miss Sue was at a few games here recently that I was working, and it's always fun to see her come out. I mean, she loves being out there, doesn't she?
Yes, sir. 94 years old and still driving around town and still supporting Baylor softball, and we love her.
That is great. That's fantastic. All right, great questions. Thank you all very much. First Place Foods Ask the Coach. First Place Foods.
That's a darn good pickle.
There you go. All right, very good. Thank you. With a bit of prompting. Take a break. Back with more live from Rudy's with Coach Glenn Moore right after this.
Thanks for calling Toyota. This is Jan.
Hi, Jan. I just adopted a new best friend, and I'm looking for a Toyota so we can make the most out of summer.
That's so exciting. With a new RAV4, you can take your pup for a scenic drive up the coast. Or you can take a Prius to the park for a game of tug of war. You can traverse a mountain road in a tundra to kayak at a remote lake. Or you can even enjoy an afternoon treat at a drive-thru in a Camry.
One for me, one for you. That all sounds really fun, Jan, but there's just one problem.
What's that?
My new best friend is a cat.
Oh, then how about heading to a cat cafe in a Corolla so your cat can judge all the other cats?
Karen approves.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Event ends June 3rd. Toyota. Let's go places. During the Summer Starts Here sales event, qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 36 months on a rugged new 2024 Tundra. Offer available in select states only.
Introducing the Sikkim Podcast, a weekly storytelling podcast produced by Sport and Story, the content team behind Baylor Plus.
Hopefully people feel that I was approachable, but also that I knew the game.
Hosted by me, John Morris, the Sikkim Podcast features in-depth interviews with current and former student athletes and coaches.
As a coach, why you coach is to see other people happy and successful.
Subscribe today wherever you get your podcasts. Sikkim Bears. Are you ready to elevate your Waco experience to a whole new level? Look no further than the Baylor Club, where you can indulge in one-of-a-kind luxury and unwind in our exclusive lounge area. Located in the heart of McLean Stadium, this elite club offers a 5-star member atmosphere for all your work and play needs. With a master culinary team and outstanding hospitality, we take pampering to a whole new level. For interest in membership or to schedule your next private event, call 254-710-8080.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
By TFNB, your bank for life. TFNB, the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texans are making TFNB their bank for life by stopping by any one of their 5 locations or visiting TFNBTX.com and Sikkim Bears. One more segment with Coach Glenn Moore, Baylor's softball coach, in his 24th season. Folks, 24 years. That deserves a round of applause. Winningest coach in Baylor history in any sport, in all sports. That deserves a round of applause. Glenn, we want you to coach another 24 more. Or something close to that.
Okay.
How about Houston this weekend? Give us a scouting report on the Cougars.
Okay, well, they're don't pay any attention to their record. Okay, they're in last place, but they've beaten the top team in the conference. They beat Texas, and they've had some good wins. They're very competitive. A whole new roster. Most of their team were at other big schools, Power 5 schools last year. The portal allows you to do that.
Yeah.
So you can't go off of what we saw last year or played against last year because they look completely different. They're a strong hitting team. I think they've hit nearly 50 home runs, a lot of power, and they're a team that you certainly can't let your guard down. And we're in no position to do that against anybody, but certainly a team that is probably not playing for postseason. So they're going to leave it all on the field.
Yeah. So 3 games, and right now doubleheader Friday starting at 4:00. And then you'll kind of wait and see, or is it still set at 6:30 on Saturday?
Well, right now it's set for 6:30 on
Okay.
Saturday, and we'll make that decision tomorrow. The decision would be to move it up a little bit, but as we said earlier, the girls are in finals, and we have finals up until 2:00, so we can't move it any earlier than 4:00.
Gotcha.
And if we did get 2 in tomorrow, then we would play that final game as early as 6, but it's scheduled now for 6:30
Okay.
until we make another decision.
Gotcha.
And
So-
we also have Sunday to finish up, but
That's
Sunday
true.
looks worse than the rest of the weekend. Tomorrow looks the best.
Very good. All right, doubleheader tomorrow at 4. When Scott asked your favorite stadium, not Getterman Stadium, I thought you were going to go BYU because y'all played so well out there. That's a pretty scenic spot out there in Provo, isn't it?
It's a beautiful stadium. The baseball back-to-back with the mountain in the backgrounds. It's, But, there's so many good ones out there now. It's just a great time for softball.
Was there y'all hit the ball pretty well out there. Anything to the altitude out thin air?
Well, Getterman's known for being a difficult field to hit home runs in, so the girls really feed off the high altitude. We went out for the NISC tournament and, hit a dozen home runs out there. So it's nice when it carries a little bit.
Yeah.
The hitting's contagious, and, they feed off each other. We hit back-to-back home runs for the first time this year and at BYU, so it's nice to see it travel a little bit.
Nice, very good. And that was a sweep out there of BYU. Not an easy sweep. Those first 2 games, those first 2 wins were tremendous wins for you.
Yeah, the altitude's the same for them. So they can swing it pretty well, and we had to call on our pitching to settle them down in defense, but there's a lot of balls hit. But we ended up doing what we had to do on visitors field. So those are big wins for us.
So Houston this weekend, that's the end of the regular season, off to the Big 12 tournament in Oklahoma City next week, and then NCAA regionals beyond that. How great is it for the Big 12 to host their tournament at the site of the Women's College World Series?
Yeah, it's great. It's great in recruiting. You get to tell your recruits that, hey, you're going to get to play at the mecca of softball. Mm-hmm. We've got a situation where I feel pretty good going into it. We're 18th in RPI, top 20 RPI. And, if you're knocking on the door of possibly hosting, we win 4 more games, maybe we're hosting, and do well in the tournament, finish up this weekend well, do well in the tournament. We're probably in the conversation still, but, it's nice to play up there.
Yeah, so an 18 RPI, you really still are in the conversation to possibly host.
We are, and we've had the number 1 strength of schedule up until last week. I think we dropped down to 2, and then maybe 2 weeks ago, and now we're at 4.
Okay.
So when out of 307 teams, and you played the 4th toughest schedule, that takes into they take that into consideration. And we could have 40 wins if we'd have played the 67th strength of schedule, but we've chosen to play a tough route to prepare us for postseason. Hopefully it'll pay off.
Yeah, it'll be great. Well, wherever you go or if you host here, best of luck the remainder of the season, including this weekend, and thanks for being with us.
Thank you, as always.
All right,
Appreciate
Glenn Moore, Baylor softball coach. Baylor in Houston to close the regular season this weekend at Getterman Stadium. Janice Moore, thanks for being here tonight. We appreciate you. More than you know, Janice. We appreciate you. Let's take a break. We'll switch gears. Mitch Thompson joins us. We'll talk Baylor baseball when we come back live from Rudy's on the Baylor Coaches Show.
Right back, John. Baylor Plus is the home for Baylor basketball fans all season long.
I don't sleep on game days because I'm too excited.
Go behind closed doors and experience Baylor basketball like never before.
I came to coach in top 5 matchups.
We're going to turn the tide on them. Do we got them?
Start your free 7-day trial at BaylorPlus.com and gain instant access to the full library of content.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in-network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
I hate my job, but I don't mind getting up in the morning. I dread each day, but I can't wait to get out of bed. You ask me why, and what I'll say to you is true. Well, you can get breakfast tacos at Rudy's Barbecue. Scrambled eggs and brisket, they ain't fooling around. Salsa drap, son, they're the best in town. Barbecue for breakfast, yes, it's true. Put a smile on your morning at Rudy's Barbecue. Next in line.
Looking to connect with Baylor alums in your area? Baylor Alumni can help. Looking to host a watch party in your city? Baylor Alumni can get you started. Want to step out in your community and serve with other alums? Baylor Alumni is your connection with the university and each other. Let's get started. Learn how at baylor.edu/alumni.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
For our Baylor Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics Health Tip of the Week. Don't let pain slow you down. We diagnose and treat sports-related injuries and provide orthopedic services for athletes and non-athletes alike. Visit a Baylor Scott and White Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Specialist and move like you used to. Folks, join me in welcoming our second guest tonight. Welcome in Baylor Baseball head coach Mitch Thompson.
Thank you.
Welcome to you. Thanks for being here.
Good to see everybody.
Yeah, it's fun. You had a chance to grill Glenn a little bit, ask him a question, but you didn't do it.
I'm not going to grill Glenn. It's he's a little more witty than I am, quicker on his feet. Yeah, I don't want to open up that door.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'll just be nice.
Knowing that you were following him, that's probably a pretty smart move.
Yeah,
all right.
He would get me back. I know that.
All right. Well, thanks for being here. Big series this weekend. Kind of states the obvious. They're all big, but Baylor and TCU at Baylor Ballpark.
Yeah, it should be a good time. It's going to be very competitive, and it just continues on. We've got 3 series left, and TCU's next. So here we go.
Yeah. Good bounce back for you guys to win midweek over UT Arlington on Tuesday.
It was good. It was good for us because it's the West Virginia weekend was obviously a difficult weekend on the field, but the travel getting back was difficult. The effort, the games that it plays with your head, and just the time, and so we didn't get back till Monday, and yeah, I was proud of the guys. They showed up and they played hard and played pretty well.
Yeah. Not to belabor the point and not belly aching, but y'all had a heck of a time getting back.
We did. It was just one of those things. The flight got canceled from Pittsburgh to Dallas on Sunday night. It's delayed from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, delayed again to 9 o'clock, and now it's canceled. There's no pilot. So you guys can imagine how difficult it is when you're by yourself in an airport like that. Now you've got to find your own rental. You've got to get your own hotel. You've got to find your own way around. Just try doing that with 45 players. And so Coach Darren Thomas, our director of ops, was hard at it. bless his heart, because, I was the guy walking up to him all the time going, what are we doing? Which way are we going to go? How are we going to do this? What can I do to help?
Yeah.
But, yeah, we got it done, and I really appreciated our players, because I thought they showed real maturity. They were just patient, calm. They handled it. Next day we come home, and I was proud of them.
That's pretty good.
Well, there wasn't any complaining, there wasn't any griping about it. It was like, it is what it is. So I was probably doing all the griping.
So you're in Pittsburgh. So from Morgantown, you got to go to Pittsburgh to fly out commercial.
Yep.
If it was a charter, it'd be a little different. You could go from Morgantown to Clarksburg and fly straight home.
Yep.
That's a different story, though. But you had to go to Pittsburgh. You're sitting there at 9 o'clock at night, kind of waiting, and maybe later than that. And then you got to start trying to find hotel rooms for everybody.
And you've checked all your luggage, so all your luggage is gone. Your bus has left 2 hours, 3 hours ago. You have no transportation. Where are we going to go? How are we going to get these guys here? And so, DT worked it out with our travel agents there at Anthony Travel that helped us out.
Nice.
And we got a rooms at the Hyatt there at the airport. We got American Airlines to bring us back our luggage in somewhat of a timely manner.
Right.
It was before midnight. So,
okay. Yeah.
And then we drug those, walked to the.
And you walked to the hotel.
Walked to the Hyatt.
You didn't have a bus. You had to walk.
Walked to the Hyatt.
Oh, my gosh.
And walked back the next morning to catch the flight. So
I know you already appreciate DT and everything he does, but now maybe more so now.
Yeah, no, it's a tough job, right? And you've got 45 guys, and how many hotel rooms do we need? And we've got to, we ended up getting 23 of them. The American Airlines wanted to spread us out to 5 different hotels. I said, not going to work.
Right.
We can't be sending guys all over creation.
Good grief.
So DT took it. Here we go. It worked out. That one's in the past. We'll tell stories about it 20 years from now. We don't want to talk about it anymore right now. It's still too close to hurt.
Yeah. One more question along those lines. I mentioned charter, and you guys, again, if you'd had a charter there, and I know it's a budget deal, and that's a huge expense, but look at the difference. If you had a charter, you go from Morgantown to Clarksburg, 45 minutes, fly from Clarksburg straight to Waco, so it cuts out the bus trip in there, and you're back by 9 o'clock on Sunday
easily.
night.
Yeah. And that's something that we're definitely going to be looking at, and we're going to need, we're going to need some fans and donors and supporters to understand what an impact that would have on our kids. To get them home, to get them ready to go to class the next Monday. We came back from Salt Lake City 2 weeks ago from playing in Provo, flew back from Salt Lake City, and we drove into the ballpark at 3:30.
A.M.
Yeah, because it's from Provo to Salt Lake you bus, from Salt Lake to Dallas you fly, then you have to bus back home again. And so those bus trips, they're just killers.
Yeah.
And so we want to be looking into those type of things, and we're probably going to need some help to make it happen, but I think that there's people that will understand the benefit of it, and it's something we're going to be working on. I know that because there's a couple of them a year from here on out.
Yeah. More trips now.
Yeah, and we can fly commercial on the way there. Yeah. Not a problem. Okay, we'll fly commercial and do that on Thursday and have our practice on Thursday, play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But boy, it'd sure be nice when you get done Sunday afternoon at 4:30.
Yeah.
In Morgantown, you're on the flight at 6 o'clock. You're back home here at 9 o'clock at night. That'd be beautiful.
That makes a lot of sense.
For the kids, it'd be unbelievable.
Right.
It would just help them out tremendously academically, help them out with the stress on their bodies, just the whole mess.
Well, and that goes back to you guys played well Tuesday, but there had been a little bit of a lag from that long trip and the late night. And
I was really worried about it. I'll be honest with you. I was. We didn't practice on Monday. It was a day off. Obviously, we come rolling back into town at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Hey, you guys go get after your studies. We got finals coming up. Catch your breath.
Yeah.
Show up tomorrow. Let's play hard, play well. They did. So I thought that was. I was impressed with that. That showed me a lot from our guys.
Nice, very good. All right, let's take a break. Your questions for Coach Mitch Thompson when we come back, talking Baylor baseball on the Baylor Coaches Show. We're live at Rudy's. We love Rudy's, and we'll be right back after this. Are you ready to elevate your Waco experience to a whole new level? Look no further than the Baylor Club, where you can indulge in one-of-a-kind luxury and unwind in our exclusive lounge area. Located in the heart of McLean Stadium, this elite club offers a 5-star member atmosphere for all your work and play needs. With a master culinary team and outstanding hospitality, we take pampering to a whole new level. For interest in membership or to schedule your next private event, call 254-710-8080.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
I hate my job, but I don't mind getting up in the morning. I dread each day, but I can't wait to get out of bed. You ask me why, and what I'll say to you is true. Well, you can get breakfast tacos at Rudy's Barbecue. Scrambled eggs and brisket, they ain't fooling around. Salsa drap, son, they're the best in town. Barbecue for breakfast, yes, it's true. Put a smile on your morning at Rudy's Barbecue.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
The Baylor Club. Hey, Baylor fans, discover the perfect venue for your next event at the Baylor Club, situated in the heart of the action at McLean Stadium. Whether it's a wedding, a fundraiser, or a corporate event, they've got the gourmet dining and views to make it memorable. That is the Baylor Club at McLean Stadium. Continuing with Coach Mitch Thompson, Baylor baseball coach, second year back at Baylor. And we got some questions from the audience. You ready for this?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, First Place Foods, ask the coach. First Place Foods, that's a darn good pickle. Thank you, thank you. Let's see, let's start with Scott Kelly. Scott asks, what is harder for a third baseman to defend, a bunt or a line drive?
Yeah, I guess it depends how hard that line drive's hit.
Right. That's a good answer.
Yeah, when you're 95 feet away, 90, 95, 100 feet away from it, sometimes those things come at you pretty hot.
Yeah.
I've even been in the third base box and they're coming at you and you don't know which way to go to get out of the way. So, third base is probably as difficult a position to play on the field as you can have.
Yeah.
You have to be able to play the forward angles, obviously, but you also have to be able to play the backward angles where you have to create space to give yourself room on all those hot hit shots. You got to be able to make the slow roller play on a possible bunt. So there's lots of different things that you've got to be able to have. You got to have a strong enough arm to throw that thing all the way across the field with some oomph on it and be accurate. Pretty tough spot to play.
Asking a lot there.
Yeah, I tried to play it in in college.
Yeah.
And I liked first base a whole lot better than I liked third.
And first is no piece of cake either. You got a good third baseman in Hunter Toplansky, who, by the way, is a TCU transfer.
Hunter's played really well. He's continued to get better and better defensively this year. Made a lot of really nice plays. We're proud of Hunter and what he's been able to do.
Very good. Good question.
Thanks,
Scott. Thank you. Ben, it's Ben Hagans, but we're told to refer to him now as Ben Hole-in-One Hagans because he did have a hole-in-one. Not your first, right? How many? 3? 6.
Ben, 6 hole-in-one Hagans.
Yeah, that's right. 6 holes in one Hagans. Ben says, tell us about your time with the FCA camps you have attended in your recent past.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I've attended any specific FCA camps. I know Baylor used to host the FCA camps here on campus, the baseball camps and stuff. But locally here in the local area, we've had Ben Johnson, and when I was at McLennan, Ben would come over and work with our guys and do some chapel services for our guys.
Nice.
And devotion, stuff like that. Those are unbelievable. But no, the FCA camps and anything like that, athletes in action. You know, I played with athletes in action when I was in college, got a chance to go overseas and play in Sweden, Holland, Finland, Czechoslovakia, Poland.
Wow.
Back behind the Iron Curtain when the Iron Curtain was still up was pretty cool, a really neat experience. And we'd go over and try and beat the brakes off of them on the baseball field and then tell them about the love of Christ afterwards. And usually when we beat them up on the baseball field really good and then talk to them about Christ, and they wanted to show us what their version of football was, soccer, they wanted to get even.
Another sport,
so, but no, got to see Stockholm and Amsterdam and Prague and into Poland. It was really an incredible experience. So
that's pretty cool.
Those type of things are life-changing, and the FCA is incredible. And you know, Ben Johnson does a great job with it here locally.
And part of your dream team, your staff, is Bob Johns and Byron Weathersby as your team chaplains.
Really blessed to have those two guys, you know, and Baylor makes such a strong statement there by creating paid positions for team chaplains. And to have Byron Weathersby, you know, who he and his wife Carla have Legacy Family Ministries and do all the marriage counseling that they do is phenomenal. To have that kind of wisdom from Byron and his knowledge of baseball. And he did it for us previously when we were here as a coaching staff. And so Byron wanted to help. And then, you know, one of my best friends in the world is Bob Johns and the retired youth pastor out at First Baptist Woodway. And I saw the impact that he had on all those kids that came through Woodway for all those years that we were going to church there. And when Bob was retiring, I thought, this guy loves baseball. Who can I get that would be better than these two guys? And so they continue to invest in our players, care for our players, talk to our kids about things that have eternal value, and they add a lot to our program.
Man, that's great. Very good. All right, Roy has a question for you. Roy says, has this freshman class perform to your expectations?
Yeah, I think I think it's a tough thing for freshmen to jump into this level of play. There's no question, right? You know, from high school play to Power 5 conference, Big 12 conference play, and especially now in college baseball, you know, you're not competing against other 18, 19-year-old kids. You're playing against some 23, 24-year-old grown men, and you know, 4th, 5th, 6th-year guys, and with the portal and it makes it difficult. But I think when you look at our club and you see that we've had almost 40 innings 40% of our innings on the mound have come from freshmen, there's great hope for where we're going. There's great hope for these kids to have really good futures and really good careers here at Baylor. And we've had some freshman position players do this exact same thing. They continue to grow. When I think back at the years I was here as an assistant head coach, that was always a big deal, is just to watch the kids continue to grow, you know. And I'll use Zach Dillon as an example, you know, our hitting coach and first base coach. And Zach was a redshirt here his freshman year, you know, and left as the Big 12 Player of the Year, you know, Big 12 Conference Player of the Year. Yeah. Well, how does that happen? Well, it happens through development and hard work and perseverance and overcoming challenges. And what a great lesson for Zach, and what a great coach he is now for us. And so, I think I like our kids. I like our freshmen. I think they've done a really nice job. And I think it's a tough job to ask, you know. They're facing the best people. If you're a pitcher, you're facing the best group of hitters you've ever faced in your life virtually every week. And don't make mistakes. They'll take you out of the ballpark. Yeah. And if you're a hitter, you're seeing consistently the best arms that you've ever faced. And so that experience that you gain now as a freshman is going to really pay off in the future.
And because of the injuries you've had, you've sort of had to press these guys into service maybe earlier and more than you normally would.
For sure. Some guys you have to ask a little bit more of. And, hey, what about this? Can you do this? Can you do that? And but you know, it's always fun to watch when you see guys come through the program, and I'll use this guy as an example here too. You know, Ethan Calder was a freshman for us last year and got about 30 innings on the mound and competed really well for us as a freshman, and had some ups and downs, but I mean was consistent and was one of the guys that I could trust. And here's the ball, and his 30 innings of experience have then turned into now a guy that's a sophomore that's about as veteran and as calm as anybody could ever be, who believes in his stuff and believes in his talent and knows that, hey, he can get the job done. and he's just continued to develop. And so the development you see from one year to the next is fun, and there's more for Ethan Calder here.
Wow.
There's more for these other guys as they continue to improve, continue to grow, and that's part of the joy of the job.
Wow, that's great. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back with more with Coach Mitch Thompson talking Baylor baseball. The Baylor Coaches Show live from Rudy's, and we'll continue right after this.
Thanks for calling Toyota. This is Jan.
Hi, Jan. I just adopted a new best friend, and I'm looking for a Toyota so we can make the most out of summer.
That's so exciting. With a new RAV4, you can take your pup for a scenic drive up the coast. Or you can take a Prius to the park for a game of tug of war. You can traverse a mountain road in a tundra to kayak at a remote lake. Or you can even enjoy an afternoon treat at a drive-thru in a Camry.
One for me, one for you. That all sounds really fun, Jan, but there's just one problem.
What's that?
My new best friend is a cat.
Oh, then how about heading to a cat cafe in a Corolla so your cat can judge all the other cats?
Karen approves.
Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Event ends June 3rd. Toyota, let's go places. During the Summer Starts Here sales event, qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 36 months on a rugged new 2024 Tundra. Offer available in select states only.
For a limited time, get high-performance, ultra-reliable internet from Astound Broadband, starting as low as $25 per month. And now we have mobile, too. Visit astound.com to order the #1 rated internet. Create the perfect plan with fast speeds to meet all your needs. Plus, get a 2-year price lock when you upgrade to award-winning gig internet. No contracts, no hidden monthly fees, and no data caps. Switch today. Head to astound.com or call 1-800-4ASTOUND. Restrictions apply. See website for details.
I hate my job, but I don't mind getting up in the morning. I dread each day, but I can't wait to get out of bed. You ask me why, and what I'll say to you is true. Well, you can get breakfast tacos at Rudy's Barbecue. Scrambled eggs and brisket, they ain't fooling around. Sausage wrap, son, they're the best in town. Barbecue for breakfast, yes, it's true. Put a smile on your morning at Rudy's Barbecue.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Coaches Show, thanks again to our host here at Rudy's Real Texas Barbecue, host of the Baylor Coaches Show each and every week. And we continue with Coach Mitch Thompson, Baylor baseball head coach. And I think we can't let you go without talking about some of your guys. How about Cole Posey and the way he is playing now, and really his story this season?
Yeah, it's another story of perseverance, and Cole transferred here from University of New Mexico as a graduate transfer. He had 2 years of eligibility left. This has always been his dream school. He's finishing up his master's degree and probably getting ready to go to law school here.
Wow.
So he's doing well there. But it was a full-time starter last season. And comes back this year, has an injury in the fall, can't really participate a whole lot, trying to deal with that. Some other guys kind of move ahead of him. It becomes a deal where, hey, you might not be playing as much, and he's fought through it and wanting to get opportunities. So we had an opportunity open up where we thought we could use him and maybe at first base, and we've moved him over there, and he had never played it before in his life, but was willing to learn. And the other guys that are on the team that have played first base have done a good job of helping him too, and that's been cool to watch. But Cole's got his opportunity to get in the lineup, and he's taken full advantage of it. Now it's going to be a hard guy for me to pull out.
How about
so
that?
Good for him.
That's great. And he made a really nice defensive play back of the first base bag the other night.
Did make a really nice defensive play in the ninth inning, to top off the night where he was 4 for 4 with 2 singles, a triple, and a home run, and just missed the cycle. Had a chance for the cycle his last at bat in the 8th inning. You don't see those very often, so he's taken full advantage of it. Hit 2 home runs at West Virginia for us, so we need him to stay hot this weekend and keep getting good pitches to hit.
Yeah, that's fun. And you told the Heart of the Order group that you needed him as a right-hand bat in that number 3 spot.
Yeah, when you hit Enzo and Ty Johnson 1-2, and those guys have been such an effective 1-2 punch for us, kind of when we turn things around here this spring to get caught back up, that was part of the move, getting Enzo in the leadoff and Ty in the 2-hole. You need a 3-hole guy, and when Wesley Jordan went down at West Virginia after being hit in the head, then we need another right-handed hitter. If you put too many lefties in a row, you're so susceptible for the left-handers out of the bullpen, they just go right through you. So you got to have somebody that's going to keep them accountable, and Cole was that guy Cole was that guy, Tuesday night, and I don't know. He might be that guy again tomorrow night. We'll have to see.
That's great. And, again, not to belabor the point, but you have had a bunch of injuries this year.
Have had a bunch, and it's been frustrating, for our guys, frustrating for our team. But, anytime you have those injuries, it opens up an opportunity for somebody else. And again, we'll get these guys that are hurt. We'll get them back. They'll get healthy again. They get such good medical attention here, and our training staff and Josh Barnhill and the rehab staff. They do such a great job. We'll get them back, but it opens up opportunities, and you see a guy like Danny Altman taking full advantage of it, playing second base every day.
Yeah.
But he's played center field, left field, second base for us, and you see Cole Posey in the lineup. Cade Fletcher's been in the lineup. Caleb Bergman sometimes in the lineup. So there's been a lot of guys that have kind of had to move around to different spots and take advantage of it. But that's what depth does for you. Yeah. And thankfully we've got great kids that want to play no matter what. And how can we make this happen?
Good. Well, thanks for being with us tonight. Good luck this weekend against TCU. Big series. A lot going on tomorrow night. Fireworks after the game.
Fireworks tomorrow night. Bark at the park on Saturday. Got a lot of events. It's the Horned Frogs, Baylor and the Horned Frogs. You know that it's going to be a contentious rivalry.
Right.
And so we need everybody to put on that green and gold, fill up that ballpark, bring some energy. Tuesday night also, John, that Golden Wave Band was there, and we honored them for their service all year. And they were unbelievable in the stands, unbelievable. And they created such an atmosphere. And so all those Golden Wave Band members, I want them to hear me say how cool that was for me to see, and me to tell them, don't be shy, come on back. We need them there this weekend.
Back.
And we need everybody to bring that attitude and atmosphere. And let's go beat these Horned Frogs this weekend.
All right, very good. Mitch, thanks very much. Good luck to you.
Thank you, guys.
Mitch Thompson, Baylor baseball coach, Bears and Frogs this weekend at Baylor Ballpark. Take a break, be back, and wrap things up right after this. Introducing the Sick'em Podcast.
We're over, so just whenever.
Podcast produced by Sport and Story.
We're over, so just whenever.
Behind us.
Hopefully people feel that I was approachable.
No worries.
So that
we ain't going to nothing but terrible ESPN night. Oh, it's Q, I think. So actually that's their best day part. So, but
see other people happy and successful.
Subscribe today wherever you get your podcasts. Sick'em Bears.
I hate my job, but I don't mind getting up in the morning. I dread each day, but I can't wait to get out of bed. You ask me why, and what I'll say to you is true. Well, you can get breakfast tacos at Rudy's Barbecue. Scrambled eggs and brisket, they ain't fooling around.
Who was that had that? I heard you say it. I didn't hear the. Oh, wow. Those verified. Sounds like the Mitsubishi guy from the 80s. Remember that? Yeah, 6 holes in one.
Convenience of urgent.
That guy was hilarious. He was underrated.
All under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in-network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier.
Can't believe this is the last one. I'm getting nostalgic.
Remember FDS?
Got to figure out something to do an hour earlier on Thursdays.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
things up on our final Baylor Coaches Show of the semester. We do appreciate Coach Glenn Moore and Coach Mitch Thompson who are with us tonight, but all of our coaches all year long, and even Mac Rhodes was with us one show. But we appreciate all of them. Thanks to all of you that have been here on a very consistent basis. Ann and Roy and Steve and Diana and Ben, thank you all very much for being here week in and week out. Those of you that watch, those of you that listen, we really do appreciate it. Thanks to our Playfly group. Johnny's here and Gordon is here tonight, but the entire Playfly group. And behind the scenes, Bob Baker. How about Bob Baker? We're not on the air without Bobby Baker, so thanks to him, and Aaron Sexton in the studio as well. So thanks to all of them, but most importantly, thanks to you and thanks to our hosts here at Rudy's. We are signing off for the final time this spring. Thanks for being with us, and good night from Rudy's.
All right, bud. We'll holler at you tomorrow.
Thanks,
John. See ya.
Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Today's show was brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit